Hello, book lovers! Welcome once again to Maravillas de Libros, the corner where books are not only read, they are lived. Today, we will talk about a book that has marked millions of readers. Angela's Ashes by Frank McCourt. A raw, emotional, and deeply human story. If you like true stories, touching and full of life lessons, stay until the end. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and turn on the little bell so you don't miss any literary wonders. Now we're getting started. 1. Who was Frank McCourt? Frank McCourt was an Irish-American writer and teacher who did not begin his literary career until he was 66 years old. His first work, Angela's Ashes, won him the Pulitzer Prize. In this book, Frank gives us a narrative of his childhood marked by poverty, abandonment, and the struggle to survive in a bleak Ireland. Through an intimate and sometimes ironic style, McCourt transforms pain into art. His life is a clear example that it is never too late to tell your story, and that even in the saddest memories, there is room for beauty and redemption. 2. A Childhood in Misery, Limerick. The story is set mainly in Limerick, a gray, rainy, impoverished city. McCourt describes his childhood starkly: a home with no heating, not enough food, and a family constantly on the verge of collapse. The poverty is not only material, it is also emotional. His absentee, alcoholic father symbolizes the broken hope of thousands of families. Even so, little Frank observes the world with curious eyes, looking for light in the midst of darkness. This contrast between suffering and childlike innocence is one of the most powerful elements of the book. 3. Angela's role: mother, martyr, survivor. Angela, Frank's mother, is a central figure in the book. She is the symbol of silent sacrifice and unconditional love. Despite her deep sadness, constant losses, and extreme misery, she never stops fighting for her children. Her suffering is palpable, but she never gives up. Angela embodies those invisible mothers who sustain the world from silence. Frank does not idealize his mother, but he does give her the place of a daily heroine. Through her, we understand that motherhood, in extreme contexts, is also a form of resistance. For narrative style, black humor, and brutal realism. One of the most surprising things about Angela's Ashes is its tone. Despite the sad and harsh themes, the author uses a dry, almost childish humor that keeps the reader from sinking in. This style mixes crude realism with the lightness of a child's gaze. The reader experiences pain, but also tenderness, bewilderment, and even laughter in the midst of tragedy. The simple and direct language transports us into Frank's world without filters. It is as if we were sitting with him, hearing his memoirs firsthand. Why read this book today? Angela's Ashes is not only an autobiography, it is a universal testimony. It speaks of poverty, immigration, religion, family, and childhood with disarming honesty. In a world where we often ignore difficult realities, this book forces us to look, to empathize, to understand. It is also an ode to resilience. Frank McCourt not only survived, he found a powerful voice to transform pain into literature. Reading this book today is an act of memory, of humanity, and of hope. What about you? Have you read Angela's Ashes? And how did you feel about it? Leave it in the comments. I'd love to read it. If you liked this video, don't forget to give me a like. Share it with your reader friends, and subscribe to Maravillas de Libros to keep discovering gems like this one. See you in the next video, with more books that will make you feel, think, and remember that reading is a wonder. See you soon!